John.
And I'm Brianna, and this is Legacy Beyond Borders.
We are here in lovely Punta Pacifica, one of the great neighborhoods inside San Francisco, in lovely Panama City. What you see behind us, there's nothing.
Ocean Highway City. Isn't that lovely?
Nothing short of magnificent.
Now, on this video, we're going to talk to you about how we actually found this location and the process in securing your residence in Panama.
Right, so when we came and visited in February, we had a mindset is, hey, while we're here, my wife is determined to find a place to stay.
Why not?
And I was like, yeah, let's wait till we get here. And she's like, no, I'm not having it. So,
Do you know why, though?
because she wanted to make sure we were ready to go when we got here.
Well, yes, that too, but because I just knew that when, kind of like how I treated my clients back in the States, when you walk into a place, you know that it's home, and why wait? You know, whatever's for us is going to be for us, and whether it's then, now, or later, why not seize the opportunity? We were already here. So in February, we went out and well, let me back it up for a second. Being a broker, maybe I had expectations that were a little bit high because originally I'm a big planner. I like to have things, in order. And when I sat down with my husband and we discussed what we were looking for in our place, I had it all laid out. And when I would reach out to real estate professionals or people that could help you secure a place, all of them, and I mean all of them, were like, we can't help you. And I do not understand that for the life of me. But luckily, a realtor actually, I asked him, like, why aren't you able to help me? Is it a cultural difference? Am I saying something or doing something wrong? And shout out to him because he straight up said, hey, sorta, because Panama is a relationship business and I was kind of being very transactional, which is quite the opposite of what I do in the States with my own clients. But nonetheless, we were able to have that conversation and communicate, and he was willing to help us from that point. And so when we came back in February, he was able to show us places. We met with another young lady and her husband to show us places, which in my opinion were kind of like wholesalers. They weren't realtors per se, but they could still gain access. They were like assistants to realtors, if you will, or relocation specialists, if you will. And so we kind of did that purposefully because we wanted to find the right fit for us. And it's kind of like an interview. We interviewed those individuals while they were showing us properties. And then when we found the property we liked, whoever showed it to us, that's who we kind of worked with.
Yeah, and it's a little bit different in the States. So
It is.
You got to have an open mind where in the States, you hire a real estate professional, which would be a realtor.
And they do have realtors here.
Yeah.
They have a whole association and everything.
Right, but for the most part, there's real estate assistants.
Mm-hmm.
And there are, I guess you would call them relocation specialists. But we met the people that helped us secure our place were probably one of the nicest people we met. Now, all of them were accommodating to us. They met us. We had to go to the first location, and then they would take us around. And we had our children with us, and we went all on which side, from Avenida Balboa to Coco del Mar, and each place had their own spectacular views and great amenities, but they didn't fit our family. Right? We had set a budget, as we highly recommend. If you have a budget, stick to it. Mm-hmm. But also, you have to be aware some of these properties are going to show you they're not going to look like what you think in the States. They're not going to be as clean as you think they're going to be in the States. And some of them will blow you away because we looked at 3 properties that were brand new, 2 properties that were brand new, and then we actually looked at some that,
If we were single, we probably would have gotten with those. But
Right.
Again, we were looking for our family, and those particular places were catered to like digital nomad or single people. So
yeah.
it wasn't
Beautiful places now.
Beautiful.
yeah, especially one
Great
of
amenities.
the Coco del Mar properties, the Victory Sport,
Mm-hmm.
brand new. Man, it has some amazing amenities. Even had a little track around the top. And then we looked at the other Victory one that had a freaking podcast set up down there.
Yeah, it was great. I mean, it had great amenities. And so we looked at all these properties with these different agents, and when it was time that we made a decision on which property we wanted to go with, we did the process, sat down. We had a lease in English and a lease in Spanish. The only one that matters here is the one in Spanish that is notarized.
Right.
And it's very important, if you cannot speak Spanish or cannot read Spanish, to either get a lawyer or some way to translate it so that you can make sure, number one, that you understand what you're signing, and number two, that it is, it works for you, because everything is negotiable. And if you see something in a lease that is not favorable to you, say something. Don't just, get overly excited because you really want to move there, and then you move there and then you're not happy. And some key things, this is the broker coming out of me, the real estate broker coming out of me. Key things you want to, I would say, questions you want to ask is, when is the planned maintenance to shut off the hot water in the building so that you don't run into that issue? Another thing is, what is my responsibilities and what is the responsibility of my landlord?
Anything that you want to ask for while you're touring the property, ask for it, because everything's negotiable. If you want a TV, ask for it. If you need something removed from the property, you can ask for it, but it may come at an expense to you while you're trying to negotiate. Some of these places have some furniture that were less appealing, and if you want them removed, it would come at an expense to you, which will make your lease go, right? The place that we actually agreed upon, we asked for a TV, and guess what? We received it. But anything, even the price that they're asking for is negotiable. So let's say hypothetically you were looking at your budget at $1,500, and you found a price that's $1,500. Ask for $1,400. Ask for $1,450. You never know. Closed mouth don't get fed, but everything here in Panama is negotiable. Would you agree with that?
Totally.
What else would you say one of the higher points? Oh, on the pensionado visa side, understand this. Once you secure that pensionado visa, you get a discount on some of these things that we're talking about, Wi-Fi, utility bills, things of that nature. But some of your landlords will keep the utilities in their name. So that's another great question to ask when you're negotiating your lease, right?
Just read it line by line and make sure that you're comfortable with what you're signing. That's my best advice.
And also make sure you add certain things that if you ever recall back to the States, some things that you want to make sure that's inside of there.
With the climate of the United States and really just the world, our landlord was pretty impressed with us because I put in a clause, or asked for a clause to be put in, that would allow us to be able to relocate in the event of where we're, citizens of, made us go back to the United States. Or if anything happened with the president, we were kind of protected not only with our security deposit, but also our exit strategy.
That's correct. Thank you, babe.
Mm-hmm.
You're the best.
Yeah.
But understand, when you have a budget, stick to it.
Because you will get pushed up. Not because you want to get pushed up, but because, the old saying goes, the higher the price, the higher the commission for whoever's representing you if they don't have integrity. But stick to your budget. Make sure that the things that you want are provided to you, and don't be afraid to walk away. Look. Move over, real baby. You see all those lights? This is just half of the city. It is plenty of space that you can be able to find your perfect spot. So do not feel like just because they say no that you have to sign it, because there's plenty of other places that you can go.
Beautiful areas, and each area has a lot of perks about it, whether it's San Francisco, Costa del Este, Coco de Mar. If you want to stay on Avenida Balboa, there's pros and cons of staying on the area. But while it's beautiful, you got to get used to the high. If you hear the traffic here, we're way up here. Just imagine how it's going to be on Avenida Balboa where everything's happening.
Right.
But if you're single, or if you have just you and your wife, it might be something you want to be at. But if you have children like we do, you want to get a little bit further away from that where it's more so.
Just find what works for your family.
That's right.
And on that note, What we're gonna talk about on the next video.
How about let's talk about how to utilizing your real estate professional. Before we get out of this one, we utilize our real estate professional to help us get our Wi-Fi set up. So
I think that was just because she was nice. I don't know it back.
you never know unless you ask. But again, you never know unless you ask. Closed mouth get fed. So on the next video, let's talk about our first week here.
Okay.
You know, because it's an adjustment. How do we adjust after our first week being here in Panama? You know, so
I got some good ones for that.
It's you got to treat. Remember, you're not tourists. You live here, so you want to get adjusted. And I think that's one of the things we did was try to find ways to adjust. Where to eat, where to buy our food at, which mercado.
So we'll talk about that on the next video.
So there's a lot of things we want to discuss with you. So make sure you tune in. Until next time, ciao.
Hasta luego.